Hello everyone, it is Christine here, and I just had to come on because I know many of you love seeing beautiful vintage laces. You may remember a few weeks ago when I got these incredible handmade laces from the op shop near me. I was lucky enough to pop by and get there again this week, and they still had their special of 3 for $1 laces in their laces box. And even the prices that they had on these vintage and antique laces in the first place, most of them were 50 cents or $1 anyway, which I would have happily paid. And in fact, I gave the op shop an extra donation because it's a charity op shop. So I wanted to show you what I got. So I dug deep into the huge container of laces and picked out the ones. They were all in little Ziploc bags, all sealed up, so I had to kind of do it by look, and I've done a pretty good job. There's only a couple of modern laces in the mix, and I knew they were modern when I was getting them, but they had nice designs that I wanted to get. And then some that might look modern, there's some indications on them that they're actually vintage, even though they might be made with a synthetic material. So this is the pile of them. I haven't soaked any of these yet. I'll have a look at them and see which ones might need soaking up, either by looking at them by eye, but also giving them the sniff test for any mustiness. So I'll move them off to the side and we'll look at them one by one. So I'll start off with this big roll. Now this one isn't a handmade lace, I don't think, unless anyone tells me that it is. I think it's a machine lace, but it's definitely vintage, and it's a really lovely sort of coffee colour. Now what I'm going to do is put down my little black clean handkerchief so that you can see some of the laces a bit better, and I might actually zoom you down and in so you get a really good view of them. So this is this one, and there's plenty of that, as you can see. Really lovely. And that's a lot in that roll. I might zoom you out a tiny bit. It looks like my hands are huge. Don't want to have that light. There we go. Let's just smooth this out a bit too. And then there was another big roll. This one I think is a more, well, it's definitely machine made, but I thought it was such a lovely design. Again, I'll put some of it down so you can have a proper look at it. So beautiful flowers, and they're such that you could actually sort of, cut them out individually or cut them out in little groups of 3. And I was thinking they could even be nice to paint over this sort of meshy bit so that you would actually get coloured ones as well. So there is plenty there for me to have an experiment with of that. And then this was the one that I thought might be a more modern one, but even just looking at the tape, which has left the mark, totally lost its stickiness. It is totally powdery. I'll put that away in the rubbish bin. And that has only stained the front piece. Sometimes I don't even mind these sorts of stains. They give the sense of age, and I did want to leave the sticky tape on to show you. But this is a really sweet little edging design. Really lovely. And then this one was labelled as a collar, which you know I can't resist vintage collars. And this one is definitely a handmade piece. Wondering, I think it's probably been used on something or has come off something. But isn't that just so incredibly sweet? Now I will zoom you out a little bit so you can see that in full. Isn't that gorgeous? So that one I will probably give a little soak to, put it in my soaking pile over here. This one, not sure the age of, but it had some really interesting purple into pink dyeing on it. So I thought that was rather nice. Bring you down again if I can, if my camera will. Nope, doesn't want to zoom in again. I'm just going to bring you down with the stand. Not quite sure why it's decided that it's not doing that now. Okay, this one. What do we think about this one? Is it handmade? Yes. Think. I'm not sure actually. That could be a machine made one, but it's old and it's a really interesting little design. Look at that. And again, you could use them individually. They almost remind me of little button-like shapes, so I think they're quite sweet. I'm definitely getting plenty to go in my vintage lace journal, so I'm going to have to start making that. This I thought was just a regular piece of that sort of not even gimpy trim, but I think this is, yeah, quite old as well. And I think this one did have a little bit of staining along it, which gives you a bit of a sense. And it's got little wear marks on it. Yep, there's definitely some staining at this end. It's almost like it's got a rick-rack here, and then it's got these little thready bits, and then it's I thought it might be stretched, but no, it's just a woven edge on it then. So I might have to put that with one of my Nana's travelling rick-rack collections, but I'll put that in for a little soak and see if that mark comes out at the end. Another beautiful lace. Again, I'm pretty sure this is handmade, but definitely vintage antique. Give you a look at that one. Bring you down a little bit further again while we're looking at the laces. Straighten up a little bit. And so, yeah, really good quantity of that one. And this one has probably been taken off a piece of clothing. I love how it's got this. I've forgotten what this stitching is called, but we did it as part of the Dictionary of Stitches. So I might even have to add some of this to the page of my Dictionary of Stitches as well. But really lovely, and this lovely, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a hand-done lace along this side, and it's definitely all been stitched on by hand, not machine stitched on. So that's definitely a treasure. This one would be a more modern machine one, but not super modern, I don't think. Again, I think it's quite vintage, and I just thought that was a lovely design. Again, it's nice if you want to use them individually, but there's quite a decent amount, so I can definitely, oh, it's even got a separate bit of it. So that's good. I can use that piece first. This one is a hand-done one, I am pretty certain, because it's just got little irregularities. I love the little heart shape, and it's super fine, super old. It's got a bit of staining there, but again, just a really lovely quantity of it, and it just feels beautiful. So fine, but soft as well. Oh, and keep watching, because for those of you that were interested in my box of threads and the papers that were in them, I have unwound the papers and I have solved the mystery of when some of the threads were wound around their papers. And there's actually a bit of a time period across that, so do stay tuned for that. And if I've got time, I'll show you another bundle that I got from the lovely Ngaire as well. So here's another lace. I'm pretty certain this is a machine done lace, but again, I thought it was just a really interesting design, nothing of which I have in my current collection. And so there's a lovely quantity of that. Won't say no. This is definitely a handmade lace, and aren't these little flowers so sweet, so gorgeous. Look at that. Incredibly sweet. Take those ones over. This would be a machine one, but again, I thought the design was just sweet, like little hearts again, or little diamondy shapes. And I think there was there is quite an amount of this. It's not stretchy at all. It is just, I think it probably is a synthetic lace, but I thought that's just very sweet for edging things. This is a handmade lace. Look at the design on it. Lovely flowers and little curves, almost like a C for Christine. That will be kept for the lace journal. This one is another handmade one, but look how much of it. And this one I think is done with tashing. And it's just intricate. I just can't imagine how long this would have taken to make, and then to end up just in a little plastic bag for 50 cents at the op shop. It's, yeah, but it's found me, and I have found it, and I will honour it, and I will give it new life. It's only got some little small stains on it. What's that one? I just want to check there's no little little buglets or anything in this stash. I don't think it's a bug, but don't want to bring any bugs into the house. Don't think it is. I think it's just a little stain, but that one can probably go in for a gentle soak. It's going to be a warm day tomorrow, so I thought I could give them a gentle soak and then a gentle wash in the morning and hang them out into the sun. This one is handmade as well, I think. Could be machine made. But they reminded me almost of like little dresses, and I felt you could almost put like a little face on it and it would be a little dancing girl. And they've got these which look like they're done with bullion knots and little roses. So that's very sweet, and got nothing at all like that in my collection. Another handmade lace. Again, I think this is a tashing one, a simpler design, but it's just so delicate and so lovely. This one I don't know. If it feels like it's one of the handmade ones. It could be machine made, but again, it's that beautiful soft, and it is just so uber fine. It is very small, so let me bring you down even closer to this one. I should have ironed my black handkerchief before I put it on display, but I was too excited to show you these. You can see even the way that it kind of folds over itself, it is just super duper fine. Just tap that so hopefully it will focus a bit better. So plenty of that. So I've got some of that to share. Another one of the amazing. This one will need a soak. It's got some little stains, but just look how intricate that design is. It's incredible. The amount of time that would have gone into that is just amazing. This one could be more recent, but I think it's possibly handmade as well. Very soft. I can't tell from staining or anything. But again, a sweet little, and I think this would be a crocheted lace. Another gorgeous one. Got some staining on it, so we will put it in for a soak. But I think by the irregularity in this is a handmade one as well. Potentially, it could be machine made. A large quantity of this one, and it's got lovely little flowers wending their way down. So it's Friday night here. It's been another busy week. Had a dinner out with our executive team on Wednesday night. Had Alex's birthday last night. So it's been all go. So I thought I'd just squeeze this in, and whether this video goes up tonight or goes up tomorrow night, share my finds. And I wanted to report back on the box, because I know many of you were curious about the threads and the age and the bits of newspaper. This one's similar to that other one with the wending flowers on it. Again, it's got quite a bit of staining, and I am pretty certain this is handmade as well. And there's a lovely quantity of that. It's just, and so fine, incredibly fine. So again, I'll probably give that a soak, I think, or I'll have a closer look at it and a smell test. Not just looks, always do the smell test, because you don't want to bring anything that's kind of got any mold or sort of dankness into your collection and have that sort of interfere with other things. This one's got a bit of wear and tear on it. You can see where it's sort of come undone there. Again, could be, I think it is probably machine made, but I just thought it was sweet. It almost reminds me of a little picket fence or something. This one's a crochet one, similar to that other crochet one we had, but a bit bigger. Again, that almost reminds me of a sort of a rick-rack type design. This is one of those beautiful handmade ones, and just so much detail. So lovely quantity, and again, just can't imagine how long, because I've never made this sort of lace before. I just can't imagine how long it would take to make it. Another lovely, very delicate little piece here. So fine, similar to that other one we had. And then this one's a more modern one, I think, but I just thought it was a sweet little design. So they were my lace finds. Altogether didn't come to very much money. I did also pick up a few other things while I was at the op shop. Sorry, just swinging my light around and reaching behind myself. Sorry, grabbing, and I will need to bring you up first so that I can fit these things onto the desk. So just bringing you up. And I picked up two Patchwork. Let me bring you up even further. Picked up two Patchwork cushions yet to be put together. So just the fronts, and I guess they would be the fronts of a cushion unless you were putting them back to back. But I thought, how funny. I only could really see them. They were rolled up and they were two for $2. But I couldn't resist them because they have been hand stitched. This one's been fully hand stitched. The other one has only been partially hand stitched, but I just thought they were really, really sweet. I love the little bird, and then it was so funny seeing that it has like a vase with flowers, a bowl of fruit, and then the other one has a teapot, and then again a pot or a vase of flowers. And just given we've been doing the Roxy vase of flowers, given we're doing the still life, I just thought, hey, that's really funny. And so yeah, this one it's only had some of its stitching done on the back, so that could definitely have some more stitching. It hasn't been stitched all around. So I'm not sure if I'll end up using any of them for any of the Roxy prompts. I guess it depends what they are. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a bowl of fruit or a pot or a teapot. I do have some other ideas I'm wanting to do for those, but you never know. Given I'll be at Fleurwood's retreat for a week, I won't have as much time for sort of Roxy stitching, so it might be good to have something easy to work with. I also picked up, and I couldn't even see what this was, but again, it was just a few dollars. But I really liked the sort of pixelated type design. I think it's a brushed cotton perhaps, and it's huge. It's 2 meters by 2 meters. It's got these like house designs and these trees, but I just love that it's all sort of done in dots and stripes. And it feels really, really lovely. I thought worst case I'll use it as a throw on the couch, because we always have throws on the couch, and that way we can regularly wash them and freshen them up with Travis trying out and resting on all the couches. But yeah, it got lots of lovely fabric in the borders, and yeah, just a really, really interesting design. Sort of looks like autumn, but quite modern, like modernistic sort of houses as well. But I just love how they've done the scene. So got that one. Straighten that out. Also got just a doily. I went to the doily container. I only got one out of the doily container, and I mainly got this because I really liked these little centerpieces, and I thought they could even be used individually in stitching or little clusters of them. So I'm trying to find doilies that kind of have the elements that I don't already have. I did just wash it, so I haven't ironed it, so it hasn't gone sort of fully flat. And I got this one little handkerchief. I think it's got a tiny little hole here, but I just love these vintage handkerchiefs, again with this beautiful lace detailing. I think these are hand stitched as well, so some of these will probably go in my little lace book also. So I did promise that I would show you what I found out about the thread, so I'll do that now before I show you the other little bundle. Oh, actually I got one other thing at the op shop. I got this container for $1 crochet cotton, and it includes this gorgeous vintage Semco rayon crochet, And it's got this one that's also Semco rayon crochet, and then it's got lots of them around these beautiful little wooden, quite sturdy little wrapping, and I just think the colours are gorgeous. Don't know whether they'll still be good enough to use. They do seem pretty strong. They don't seem to break or anything, and I just think they're lovely luminous colours. I might even take a couple of them with me to Fleur's retreat, because they might be nice colours to use for some of the pieces, and that way I can test them out. But otherwise they can go in my vintage haberdashery book. So onto this box of threads, where last time, let me just show you the front of it. It is this bonbons et chocolates fins, and where was it that? Yep, South Yarra, which is not far from where I actually grew up, and where I have my house. And so last time, if you were watching, when I got the Melanie Purveyor of Reclaimed Textiles goodies and shared them with you, I found some papers inside the threads, and so we were looking at this one, and I was pondering, I couldn't work it out. Like, it had Albert Park, Ascot Vale, Baldwin, Bentley, and it had something of the Kingdom, Gregory Peck, with Melbourne Cup Special. And then, funnily enough, the lovely Joy in my comments said, oh, I think that is movie showing cinema, or what I think maybe at that time you would have called them theatre showings. And Joy also had a guess at the year of it as well. I haven't actually checked back today to see the exact year, but I think you were indeed very close, or exact. Possibly when it showed overseas might have been a slightly different timing from when it showed in Australia. But I continued going through, and I got some more bits of the paper, and so some ads. I think this is Buckley's, which was a shop. I think we looked at this one last time, which was a lady with a vacuum cleaner, cot something or rather, probably wool, and then another advertising thing. And then we had some other movie showings, so Elstonwick, Coburg, Caulfield, and again we had Keys of the Kingdom with Gregory Peck. That one I'll save because that tells us the date. And then obviously a fly spray, one spraying with Kicks Kills Flies for months. And we had a cover of an exercise book with a 9 and a 3.5 and an 8 and a 12. Not sure what that means. We just had a regular piece of like paper, maybe from a paper bag or something. I don't think that opens up anymore, nope. We had gas shares again weaker, feature of a quiet market for investment shares on the stock exchange. Today was the continued weakness for gas scrip. And then we had Britain's something or other. Actually, I'll come back to this one. And so then, luckily, I finally found one that had a date on it. So we got November 9, 1946. And I knew from one of the other ones that we were talking about the Herald, which was a Melbourne newspaper. Where did I find the Herald? The Herald was listed on one of the... Oh, there we are. The Herald, Saturday, November 1946. And this has got something like Key to Great Ent. And so then we're lucky in Australia and probably in other places. We have the Trove, and I was able to find the 1946 papers, and then to go to November 9, 1946, and to find the exact page that this was on. So Key to Great Entertainment. And then when we zoom in, if I can get my thing to actually zoom, sometimes it doesn't seem to want to. Maybe it will move across eventually, but essentially the movie showings are over here. Except it doesn't want to drag across. Why doesn't it want to drag? There we go. Let's try again. Don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but try one more time. Let's just see if we can get it to Zoom in. That says Albert Park there, which is what we had up the top of this one here, Albert Park. So exact page. And then what else did I find that was from this? Oh, yep. So this is the rest of our entertainment. So that's where it got torn. And we've got Gregory Peck, and that is the Keys of the Kingdom. So how amazing. I'm going to keep all of these together with the threads and work out a way, and I'll make a copy of this page. I'll download it and put it in with these, and that way that dates at least when someone was winding some of the threads in this collection around bits of card or newspaper. But I imagine that probably the threads had existed before that for quite a while and were probably in use. And then I also found this bit in the same box, which is a timetable, Commonwealth Railways. Let me just move my iPad out of the way. And it's a timetable, I presume, for Melbourne to Brisbane, maybe. So it's got all different times. And it's got a date down here, which is the 4th of August, 1963. So we've gone from November 1946 to August 1963. So almost a 20-year period that we know these threads were either being used by the same person or being handed between different people. So again, I just find that absolutely amazing. Rail accommodation for 4 journeys to and from Western Australia may be booked 12 calendar months in advance. Return rail accommodation may be booked by passengers purchasing return tickets up to 13 calendar months in advance. Freighting of motor vehicles. Fares. Unfortunately, we don't actually have the fares amounts. So all fares shown here under include reserved seats, sleeping berths where provided, and meals on the Trans-Australian and Perth-Kalgoorlie lines. And in the case of passengers travelling from or to stations beyond Adelaide, 1 meal at Adelaide. So isn't that fantastic? So they were all the bits that had writing on them, but I am super thrilled. I love a little treasure hunt, and I'll also enjoy looking in the newspaper. I can look at the other pages and see what was happening at that time. So I thought I would also give you a look at what I got in a beautiful bundle from the lovely, this one didn't come from Ngaire. I found this one at the op shop as well today. I've now got a lovely little collection of pin cushions, and ones that are done in this sort of like either a patchworky style or with a cross stitch. And this one was 50 cents. It has a tiny bit of like rust staining. I did put some stain remover on when I washed that and put that out to dry on the line, but I love that it's got this sort of medieval bird on it. So that was a lovely op shop find as well, and I'll put that out on the table. And so this was my bundle from Ngaire, and she's put a lovely little note. There is a breakable inside your bundle, and I'll take that one out. It says, "Christine, thank you so much for your order," and she's wrapped it absolutely gorgeously. I'll put it to the side because it's probably sitting up a little bit too high. Beautiful little handkerchief. I got this because I thought, even if I'm doing a lace book and wanting some different things to lay my laces against, the black goes so well with laces. So I got a few. I haven't actually seen many black doilies, so again, I like getting something a bit different. This one, incredibly sweet. It's a little bag, and I thought, wouldn't it be lovely just to put in a little book or a housewife? It would be absolutely perfect. It's got some beautiful age staining on it. I can always give it a little soak, but I do like the age. So pop that over there. So I'm looking at these fresh with you as well. Oh, this one's still got a label on it. And it's a cushion cover. Lovely. So the cushion sits in there. So I guess if you used one, or we've got some nice like silk sort of ones, you could sit that inside, and then you get to see the rest of it. Or whether I eventually turn it into like a little envelope pocket, that could be really nice to put projects in. think that would look lovely actually. So that's a definite possibility. This one, I just love how Ngaire, and I'll include a link to Ngaire and her page where she sometimes lists items, sort of she goes through a bit of a destashing and then lists up items, and she just has really interesting things. So this one is a piece of stitching on like a very fine Aida cloth, I guess. It's got a beautiful angel and peacocks up there. It's sort of got those medieval looks to it, doesn't it? Even the animals down here have that sort of medieval tone. And then this one was a Kath Kidston cushion cover. That will be nice for my nice little sitting chair outside the door here. Such lovely patterns and colours. So that had been on Ngaire's page for a while, and then I thought, nope, I'm going to get that one. Kept talking to me. And then Ngaire has put together a lovely little bundle of vintage laces for me. Sorry about the rustling. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness. Look at that. How incredibly beautiful. Gorgeous. I feel like I need to bring it up so you can have a really close look. I seem to be attracting all the beautiful laces at the moment. That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ngaire. I think you said these came out of like a lace sampler book or something. And then some amazing laces. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that one. Lovely. This one. They are just incredible. I know Ngaire did a lovely, I think a Bridgerton sort of inspired project recently. Gorgeous. I think I might have, trying to remember if when I got the ones from the op shop, whether there was one oh yeah, there was one similar to that. There we go, but in a different colourway. How amazing. I've now got its cousin or friend. Gorgeous as well. That's sort of got a curve as though that would go around a hem or something. Lovely rose. Beautiful one here. Another lovely handmade one, I think. So delicate, incredibly delicate. Maybe some of these were machine made, but yeah, very vintage. That's amazing. It's sewn on a netting, and then just the level of detail that is done is just incredible. What a treasure trove. Thank you so much, Ngaire. Gorgeous. Another piece of that lovely one. Oh, look at this one. Look at the fine detail. Wow, wow, wow. This beautiful one. Love the sort of V's, the geometric shapes on that one. And then some lovely flowers. They remind me of the fritillaria that I stitched in the in our field notes stitchery. So I feel like I want to keep these very, very safe. So I think I'll just slip them inside of here. But yes, must get going on my little vintage. Oops, there's another one for the bundle. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And then some doilies, crochet sort of style, a bit bulkier, but again, I think they're quite cute as a little, you can make them as a little pocket to put a thread or something in. This one, different colours on it. Another one that I could do some colouring on myself. A lovely little handkerchief with a beautiful edging, and look at even just these fine little details, even if you weren't going to keep the hanky in its hole, but I think I will because it looks like it's in very good condition. But even those little individual elements are absolutely darling. But I do also have a project involving vintage hankies in mind as well. This was a sweet little collar piece. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I just love all these little collars. There might have to be a collar project one day too. And Ngaire did say there was something breakable in there, and yes, this is this lovely, lovely plate. Just thought they were such cheery, beautiful colours. Really lovely. It is a Royal Doulton, made in England. Beautiful. And then this one, I think, might have been sitting on Ngaire's page for a while. I like how it's got these sorts of like dimensional bits, and I can see myself using some of these, like in a if I'm making another Fleur Woods and doing a sort of a sea scene or something. I think they could be fabulous to add into that. So that might go in my texture play box. This one is gorgeous. I didn't think it was so big actually. Again, I think this one might have sat on the page for a while. Some people snaffle up lots of things, but I sometimes look back through what hasn't been snaffled. And isn't it lovely? It's got these beautiful appliqued cherries, and it's a really lovely linen. So yeah, I think that's beautiful. I've got some little cherries and a little, sorry, not cherries, strawberries. So it could go in my a little berry needle book that I'm thinking of making. A little patchwork piece. Looks like it has been very well used and loved. But again, that could make a very cute little cover for a needlebook. Or even a little like pouch on the table, or indeed a little envelope. I'll probably give that a soak and yeah, see if the staining comes out, but it really doesn't worry me. Lovely blue, beautiful blue doily. A little piece of cross stitch. Again, just fun to add into things. In fact, I've got to catch up on my Sally from Dotty B Vintage has been doing a What is Slow Stitch, a fabulous project. I've got to catch up on all my stitching for that. I can always cheat, although it wouldn't fit in my little book this size. So, but I might even put it in with my dictionary of stitches. Lovely cutwork piece. Pretty sure, or maybe it's not machine done. I think it is machine or sewing machine done at least. A very sweet little smocked gown, little either doll's clothes or child's little gown. Very, very sweet. Look at this smocking up here. Isn't it lovely? I know Kath Holden does amazing sort of little projects using doll's clothes or baby's clothes. Some beautiful, lovely time-worn greeny damask serviettes or napkins. Love that it's kind of got that colour variation in it. Another one that's a slightly different green. Again, very much sort of Fleur Woods greens. And another lovely one here as well. That's fabulous. And then a patchwork cushion. I just can't resist people's patchworks. I don't kind of do the full scale like blocks or anything at the moment, so I like collecting other people's. This one's got flowers sort of stitched into it, and it would have been, or is a cushion. Yep, is a cushion. But again, might make a nice little project pouch. You can even somehow use the zip in your project pouch design, I imagine. Even when I do, I think I've done like little thread holders where I can sit my threads in here. Probably a bit too long for one of those, but lots of possibilities for these, even if you're not using them as a cushion. And then a lovely wrapping of this damask one with some nice little pinky accents on it. So that was just a little beautiful bundle. Thank you again, Ngaire, for sharing the love. It's so nice to have some beautiful treasures from your stash to add to my other beautiful treasures from your stash. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. I've got to get packing this weekend because I'm soon off to Fleur's Fleur Woods retreat at Green Door Studio. It'll be so lovely to see Zoe again and to hopefully catch up with some of the other lovely ladies from last time as well. So bye everyone, and I will speak to you soon.